Alright guys.
Twist.
What's going on, guys? My name is Sam and you're watching Cast Bias Camp. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some small game hunting. I've come to some hunting grounds that I've hunted before. Now I'm looking for mostly squirrel or rabbit. That is what I'm going for mainly, but just in case, if I see some snow geese or some blue geese around, I brought some still shots as well. So I'm going to go ahead, load up, head down this trail, and then see if I can't spot one. See if we can't get some meat harvested. Thanks for watching. So this is mainly what I'm going to be using for squirrels and rabbits. Then if I get the chance to see any light geese, I'm going to try to load up these and get a shot on those. So let's go ahead and get down the trail. So I'm starting off by walking a field edge. I have found some boot prints and some dog paw prints. I'm looking for rabbit prints as well. Rabbits are similar to deer that they are creatures of edge. They like to stay near the edge of habitats where two habitats meet, like a tree line and a field edge. Rabbits also like to be near thick cover, so if they feel danger, they can run and hide really quick. I'm keeping my eyes and ears open and listening and watching for any sounds or movement. Sometimes by making a little movement, you can flush a rabbit out of hiding. It's a good tactic to try to get one. I have now spotted a squirrel moving in the treetop. It's on the back side of this tree, trying to play peekaboo with me. So I'm going to try to walk around to the right to see if I can get an angle on it. But he's a smart one. He knows how to use the tree trunk itself as cover to hide behind. So now at this point, it's just a waiting game. How long is it going to take before he opens himself up for a clear shot? As I continue to walk to the right, he is still maneuvering around the tree back to the left, using it as cover to hide his body from my line of sight. So now I'm going to try to use my squirrel call to see if I can get him to show himself. I now see that he is just barely showing the edge of his body on the side of a tree, but I'm not sure if he's showing enough of his body for me to get a vital shot on him at this moment. He is still blending in with the tree very well, so I'm taking a minute to get my binoculars back up to see how much of his body is actually showing out of the edge of the tree. I could see one eye and two legs, so I'm thinking that's going to be enough of his body exposed for me to try to take a shot on him. That's not good. That's not good. That really took a hard rack. Squirrel down. We got one. Yes. Time to dispatch it. Alrighty guys, just got a little bit down the trail, we got our first squirrel. So I did have to dispatch it, but it is now harvested. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the game bag. Success, we got some meat harvested. Yes! Right now, I'm just walking the edge of this field. There's a bunch of switchgrass behind me. A bunch of small game trail and big game trail going through it. I was walking through it hoping to flush up a rabbit. Or maybe even another squirrel. But I didn't see one. So I'm gonna keep on heading down the trail. It opens up to another field right down here, so let's check it out. When coming to a new opening or a field, check it out before you enter it. Bring up your binoculars, scope it out for a little bit. All these tree laydowns can be a perfect spot to hunt for rabbits. If they feel endangered, they will just burrow themselves into some of the thick stuff to where predators can't reach them. With this patch of trees that's laid down in between two other patches of standing trees, it's also a good area to look for squirrels. I searched the area for rabbit and squirrel, but I didn't find any. It's also still very cold. A lot of these back creeks are still frozen over on the top. Patches of switchgrass and sawbriars are great places to look for small game like rabbits.
There's a buck scrape. That's a good buck scrape right there. Not bad.
So there was a trail that left that buck rub going this direction. Rabbits also can use these trails, so I'm just following it, going through the thick stuff, hoping to flush up something. But I didn't see any. Sometimes just getting out in nature and seeing what it has to provide is half of the fun. I only have a few minutes of light left, so I'm going to try to use the call to see if I can get one more squirrel. After using the call, you just want to be quiet, still, scan the trees, and look for movement. I didn't see any movement, so I decided to head on down the trail, where I found this.
Dog or coyote scat. That's a good buck rub. Look at that rub, guys. He broke that branch off right there and it's still green. That's a fresh rub. That's a good one. Good fresh rub right there.
It's always a good idea to be scouting for big game during your small game hunts if at all possible. Looking for rubs, scrapes, stuff like that is a great opportunity, especially when it's just right after deer season. Now I'm just walking through this field trying to see if I can flush a rabbit out in the last minutes of light. The sun has set now, and I ended up getting one squirrel, so we're not leaving empty-handed. Didn't get skunked. I'm gonna start heading my way back to the car, see if I can't find one or two more squirrels or a rabbit before I get there. But if not, that's gonna sum it up for the hunting part. The next part's gonna be cooking it up, and it's gonna be delicious, so stay tuned. So first thing is, well, you wanna get a squirrel and skin it, and also gut it. If you don't know how to skin a squirrel, I'm gonna link that video down in the description below. Now we're going to quarter this. This is also the heart. We're going to cook that as well, but we're going to set that to the side for the moment. Now we're going to quarter this squirrel. It's very simple. Just need a good sharp knife. This one could maybe be a little sharper. We're going to start on the back legs. Cutting on the inside of the groin. Cutting all the way down to where the little ball joint is. And then cutting through that ball joint. Flipping it back around. Cutting through the inner thigh meat there. And there you go. There's one leg detached. Now we're going to do the same to the other leg. and the front arms. The front arms are pretty simple as well. Just cut up through the armpit area. There's a small bone that connects it through. You can pretty much cut through it or break it with your fingers. And that's how you disconnect the front arms. Next, we're going to cut through the belly meat. Cut it right off the back. If you've seen my video on how to quarter a deer, this is basically the same exact method, just on a lot smaller of an animal. So now we have all 4 legs attached. We're basically just going to cut the body right in half, disconnecting the back strap and the tenderloins from the ribs. Now that we've cut around, you can pretty much just snap the rest of the way, twist, and it's disconnected. Now I'm going to show you the next step in the process. Next, we want to get a pot of water. You want a good bit in there, enough to where it's going to completely submerge the squirrel. And we're going to put it on high heat and bring this water to a boil. Once your pot of water has come to a rolling boil, put the squirrel in there and boil it for 10 minutes. Now let this come back to a rolling boil and set your timer for 10 minutes. As your squirrel is boiling in one pot, in another pan, you can begin to heat up some oil. You don't want to heat this up too quickly though, because you don't want it getting too hot and burning your oil before your squirrel meat's done boiling. So just put it on a low heat for now to begin to raise the temperature on it, and we can raise the temperature higher when we need it. Now that the squirrel has boiled for 10 minutes, we're going to drain the squirrel. As we let the squirrel meat drain a little bit, we're going to get a bowl or a bag and put some all-purpose flour in there. You don't need a whole lot, just put some in there. This is going to coat the different parts of the squirrel. Now we're just going to go ahead, put the squirrel parts in here, including the little heart. Put the lid on and shake. Oh yeah, those are looking good. Now we're going to come back over to our oil and put it on a medium-high heat. We want this to get not too hot, but definitely hot enough to fry meat. One method to tell if your oil is ready, get a pinch of your flour, sprinkle it in. If it sizzles up violently, you know it's ready. That was pretty good, but I needed it a little bit hotter. So let's give it another minute or two, and then we're throwing in the meat. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's get the meat in there. Now as this is cooking, I am going to spice it up and put some of this lemon pepper seasoning on there. Very, very good stuff. The heart won't take long at all to cook. Alrighty, the heart's done. Let me set it on the plate, let it cool. Now since we boiled this meat, it won't take a whole lot of time to cook it. You'll know when it's done when the meat starts to brown up and when it starts to peel back or curl back from the bones and the edges. So this is the heart, it's done cooking. We still got the other parts cooking up, but I'm going to try this real quick. Tastes similar to a dove heart, like dark meat chicken mixed with dove heart. Not bad. I think these are ready for flipping. I'm pretty sure they're done. Let's get them off the oil. Hot and sizzling. Right out the oil. Breaded fried squirrel. I'm gonna give it a minute to cool down, and then we're digging right into it. All done, and it's had time to cool down. I'm gonna get one of these legs, try some without the hot sauce, and then try some with the hot sauce. All right, here's a leg right here, no sauce. Let's give it a try. Wow. That tastes just like fried chicken. Like, really. I honestly can't tell the difference. That tastes like a fried chicken leg. That is really good. Let's dip it in the hot sauce and try it with that. This is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Habanero hot sauce. The hot sauce makes it even better. That is delicious. I think I'm chewing on a pellet. Look. That was a pellet from the shotgun right there. That's why you gotta chew slow. Let's get us another bite real quick. Get a lot of hot sauce. That's really good hot sauce too. Guys, honestly, that's just like fried chicken. I couldn't tell the difference. Besides the pellet. Here's a leg here. Basically, it's like dark chicken meat. Tastes like dark chicken meat. Looks like dark chicken meat. It's really good though. There's not a whole lot of meat on these, but the meat that's there is pretty tasty. I've had squirrel cooked a few ways before, but I have to say I think this might be the #1 best way. Before, I've cooked barbecue squirrel on the grill, which is absolutely delicious too, but this I think is even better. I'm gonna finish up my plate and wrap this video up. If you guys like hunting and wild game cooking videos, let me know in the comments below. Here recently I just made a video showing you guys how to skin a squirrel to save for hide tanning. I'll put those 2 videos right here at the end. But until next time, please consider liking, sharing with friends and family, and subscribing if you haven't already. Sam out. It was so good I had to clean it all the way down to the bone. Man, I can't wait till I get some more squirrels.